It's whatever they have in their distribution warehouses that they own. They're not going to be sending them to their stores that don't need them, and that's been dictated to them by somebody else.
If you guys have not already, please support us by getting a virtual private network. It is a huge deal to protect yourself, especially from cyber threats. As far as NordVPN, it's one of the easiest services. If you've ever heard about a VPN, it's to protect yourself against the bad guys. Again, that's marfugglenews.com/VPN. Nord, it's one of the most advanced systems in the world. Go and get it. All right, Rip Curl, you are live on Marfoogle News. What is going on?
Hey, how's it going? Hey, I just wanted to say hello to everybody and tell them, hey, this isn't, again, about fear right now. I want to make sure that that's really clear, because this is real time, actually, right now. We got to take this seriously. There are going to be doubters out there, and this isn't the time anymore. And I say that from a proof position as well. This is the time to take this seriously. Just like the people, Dutch Sense went on today, and people were just giving him, some people still just, think it's a joke. And what he said is the people who think that at this point are dangerous, and they're actually the ones that we have to worry about. And what he tells them is you go ahead and doubt me, but doubt me from over there. I don't want you near me because you could be infected. And that's about how seriously we got to start thinking about this. If the CDC finally has gotten with the game, then this is a serious thing. And as we know, and you reported, they came out with a report today saying, they're talking about provisions to close schools, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm going to, what I called in about was the video, of course, that Dex sent you. Do you have that?
Yes, I'm going to pull it up here in a sec. One thing I also want to say about this whole thing is exactly. So did you, I don't know if you saw the show the other night, but I was talking about how the truthness, especially the people that, because honestly, I never said I was a truther. I never said I was, sea theorist. I never said any of that. People labeled me as a truther, and I have no problem them saying I am. I'm not offended by that. But again, the other people that have been labeled truther, they have such a problem believing, or there's so many arguments because I guess some of the better truthers are ones that are just saying, absolutely. They're the ones that say, I believe this and this is what I believe. And the reason why they're successful is because other people that believe that exact same thing flock to somebody who's confident and says, this is what I believe, this is it, and whatever. That's kind of how anything works, right? But the thing is right. So many are so trained and so lied to that even the strongest of truthers, they can't see it when it's real. I mean, they just want to say everything is a complete, FF, and they want to say it's all false and this and that, and it's all a distraction. You can't say every last thing is a distraction. At this point, it is worldwide. At this point, people in our Foogle family, people who actually watch me, are losing people to this in other countries. People are dying in the fam, and you can't deny that. And it takes, some of these people have to see it literally with their own eyes. They would wait until literally 49 states around them were all gone and rubble. They would have to see their neighbor basically burn down for them to say, oh, okay, there's a fire. It's like people will not believe it because we've been lied to so much.
And I understand that. I get the reason why they think that, because there's been so many times, like you say, it's one. Just like you say, they cause and create something, and then that causes a fear, and then they come in with the solution, and then we, of course, we demand it, and then we just say yes, okay. But this, that's not what we've been doing. We have been actually saying, listen, we just need to prepare for anything, and this world does need to get back to that, because if we were all back to where we were more self-sufficient, it would actually solve some of the power issues that they have over us. Because if we don't need the things they try to make us think we need, they don't have any real power over us and they start to lose it. You're able to say, well, I don't need that. I take care of it myself. I don't need this. I take care of it myself. So you're actually in a better position. So you're exactly right. It isn't about fear. It's just about being in a better position to handle anything. It's something that we've lost because everything's been done for us. And these days, you're hearing it from them alone. That clip you just played right there, he's drilling the guy that's supposed to know, just like Beck said, how many masks do we have? How lethal is this? And he can't answer. You know why? Because he knows the answer is we don't have enough and it's deadly. And that's the real truth. But he doesn't want to say it because they want to be able to be in the position to have the power for it. You know, and that's why I say when people are going out there and looking, you know, I called in, I think last week or something like that, I managed to get through. And I'm glad I got through today because then I was talking about the fact that our shelves were, well, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. But, you know, I was watching our stocks and so forth like that. And what I'll tell people right now is if you go in and you see an aisle and it's empty for some reason, that's when you need to stop and ask yourself why. And whatever's left, get yourself one.
No, I agree with you. Look at what's going on with every other country that this has happened to, and they say it's only a matter of time. So even if they believe it's a complete distraction and it's going to come to your city and your shelves are going to be empty. So regardless, what are you going to do? Are you going to get some food now? Or are you going to wait until the shelves are empty and then you're going to say, gosh, I really wish I would have stocked up on this crap? It's just like, why are people so adamant about not preparing? It's just crazy to me. It really does make me wonder. Either.
Well, and here's the thing: we're in a good position. We're lucky the fact that these things are being leaked out of other countries, and we're being able to see the empty shelves in other countries ahead of time. We should look at that and go, "Oh, that's what it's going to be." So we better get on it because it's happening everywhere else. What makes us so arrogant to say it's not going to happen here?
Because nobody ever thinks it's going to happen here. That's why you see every accident, every shooting. Right? Oh, how could it happen here in our little neighborhood? I just can't believe it happened here in our neighborhood. It always happens in your neighborhood, and it always will. It's going to happen when you don't think it's going to happen. It's Murphy's Law. It's happened in every other part of your life. It's going to happen with this virus, and all of a sudden you're going to know your brother is sick in the hospital, and that's when you're finally going to believe it. And you go, gosh, I'm such an idiot. It's just like, you know. Well,
and here's proof of that even on your show here, because, you know, as people know that I do a lot of research and so forth like that, and there's some things I'm going to be doing actually tomorrow that the people should really keep in touch next time I'm on, because I'm going to be going and interviewing school teachers. I'm going to our school and asking them if they've heard from the CDC, just like they said, and how they intend upon dealing with it. Will they close the schools? What are their, you know, procedures that they're going to be implementing? And I'm going to go to the local CDC as well, and I'm going to go to, I mean, all the things they mentioned there, I'm going to go and see if I can get people on record. You know, fortunately in Oregon, it's only a one notification state, but, you know, when you're recording. However, I'm still going to do it the right way and ask them about it.
Well, so Rip Curl, let me play your video in Lowe's.
Yeah.
And no, I understand. Yeah. He's not doing this for. You've never done your things for channel. You actually do it for the group. You do it for the people. Yep. I know you have a channel, but you don't even do videos, right? I mean,
I don't. I'm trying to learn how to get the videos out there. I tried the other day.
So he does all this just for us. He just does it for the research and for the Foogle family. So hold on, I'm going to show your video here.
So, how long are you thinking?
Probably maybe 2 or 3. Depends on how bad it gets over there. If it shuts it down completely over there, because, you know, they're made over there. Most of our stuff, all of the masks are actually made over in China. Huh. So if it completely shuts it down, like some people are thinking it might, then that'll be that.
So the ones that you tried to order from your warehouse that they said you couldn't have and went and shipped to California, right? They won't ship you any?
Yeah, because our warehouses are pretty much depleted at this point.
Oh, and so the warehouses are even depleted from them shipping them to
yeah.
either California or places that have them, and the orders you're not going to get at your warehouses are because you're going to wait 3 months or so. You're thinking.
Yeah, I mean, if they find a way to halt the progression, they might open up again soon.
But until things get calmed down, your warehouse isn't going to get any from manufacturing, is what you're saying.
Pretty much, yeah.
That blows. Well, I better hang on to what I have then. Yeah. I even bought Tyvek suits from here that you guys have. I mean, it's not necessarily a panic thing. It's just being a smart thing.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, I don't know about you, but...
That is huge. That was an exclusive. You heard it here first. That was from Rip Curl, longtime mod. He just went in, and that Lowe's employee said that they are completely out. They are not coming in with more. That whatever's left, it was going to other places. They're shutting down factories that are making them. What the F? That's crazy, Rip Curl.
And what I got from that, too, is, and there's a little bit more to take from that, and I'm glad it came through well. I'm glad you were able to get that from it, is the fact that, and I tried to record him twice, but the first time, of course, I'm technically illiterate, so my button didn't start, but I was able to record him again. And basically just to clarify, what he was saying is when he says it depends on when they stop it, he's talking about in China, because what he said this is at least Lowe's. And from what I've found, that it's a lot of the other stores have had the same procedures going on. And it's whatever they have in their distribution warehouses that they own, they're not going to be sending them to their stores that don't need them. And that's been dictated to them by somebody else. They've been told that what they own, like what are in the stores right now, like if you go there right now, if you hunt and search, you might find ones here and there. Some stores have some, but they won't be able to get any more because their distribution centers have been told to send them to California first, and then some of the other areas where there's been outbreaks. And after that, that's what I was asking him is, and I said, so they won't send you any? And he says, no, they're only allowed to send them there. That's what they've been told. And I said, well, what about where they're made? And when will your distribution center get more? That's why I was saying about the 3 months. And he goes, well, that depends if they stop progression. And what he's saying is that most of the masks before this happened were made in China. We have some factories here, and now some diaper factories have started up making them, but they're way behind. There's not enough. And what he said about those is they won't even be able to buy those. Those are all going either to the hot zones or straight to China to help them over there. And they're not, and no masks are coming from China, period. They're staying over there on that side of the ocean. And that's what really struck me. And so what that means is if you see it in the shelves, get it, because that's all there's going to be for a while.
Well, so Rip Curl, that was a great video, and honestly, that's a big deal. So we're probably gonna even take that and put it on main channel, just because people need to know. You need to get masks now, especially if your local store has them. Get them before this situation occurs. Luckily, you know, like yourself, I went out and got them multiple, and I got some for family members, and it wasn't cheap too. It sucked. I mean, when you're grabbing 6-7 masks, it can be up in the $100, $200, $300 range, even the simple ones, because they're, you know, range anywhere from $15 to $35 for the simple ones. So I'm glad you took this video. I'm glad that you got that. This is something that almost Lowe's will be like, whoa. So I wouldn't say what store it's in, but this is kind of a big deal. No. Well, thank you so much, Rip Curl.
And I just wanted to say, people, one, thank you for letting me do this for you. I'm always here for you guys. If you ever have any questions to ask, I'm here for the family. And if you're out there and you see respirators, those will work too, because the filters themselves are P100s or better. So you can use painting respirators, concrete section. Look in your concrete section. Look in the lumber section. They spread them out throughout the store, and they're doing that on purpose. And also, something to think about is the first transmission that was caught, the medical workers in China got infected because they weren't wearing eye protection. Get yourself if you want to look cool, pay $18 for a cool set of safety glasses that have the foam seals in it. if you don't mind looking dorky, go ahead and get yourself the kind we wore in high school when we were dissecting frogs. I mean, they're $3. And then the other thing to think about is for $17, you can go to the painting section, and that's the Tyvek suit that's the best one. But you can get yourself a Tyvek suit that will protect you. It has a hood and booties, and then with your mask and eyewear. And this is if you're in a hot zone. I'm not saying freak out if you're not, but it wouldn't hurt to have this in case this is going to spread, because that will protect you from particulates. And even when I was in the hospital, until they discerned that I didn't have MRSA, they were gowning up every time they came in, eyes, masks, and suits. And that's the way you should be thinking about it with this virus, because I'm afraid with what they found out about this TV is the fact that now we know that it's asymptomatic even after you've recovered, which makes me wonder if this is almost something like a Hep C or a Giardia or any kind of bug that you've gotten that once you get over it, you're over it, but it stays in your body and you have the ability to infect others with it, and yet it won't make you sick until you get run down again or get immune compromised from getting the flu or something like that, and then it springs back up. Similar to chickenpox, except you can't really give chickenpox to somebody else again once you're cured, but you can get shingles later on in life.
Rip, you can get on anytime you want because you're part of the team. So thank you so much for calling in, Rip. I appreciate you, and I will talk to you later. Love to see the video of the teachers, okay?
All right, I'll send it.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, on the main tip, though, with everything that's going on right now, people need to be checking this out. So this does help our channel, but this affiliate is so absolutely important right now. EMP Shield, period. Even if you go around us, if you go to somebody else who sells it, or if you go and you do not put our information in, people need to be looking at EMP Shield. Everything that's going on in space, everybody's talking about the CV and everything else. They could use the CV if it hits the U.S. or any other country. They could use this as a weakened point to hit us with other stuff. I have shown you over the last 2 years how many real and absolute ways that our U.S. government is preparing to be hit by an EMP or a CME. Again, even if no country hits us with an EMP, a CME happens about every 100 years, and the last time it happened is way overdue. Well, here's the cool part. You can get it for your vehicle, and you can get it for your generator, your solar system. Think about any one of these three. If you have a generator, or 2 generators, or 3, that's recommended by friends of mine that say I should have 3 generators. If you have this protected, if you have an EMP shield wired in, then you have a generator after 20 EMPs, 30 EMPs. Again, it was tested for multiple. Then if you have gas stored up, these 2 things can power you indefinitely. But again, how are you going to use the devices in your home if they're fried? So these 2, very important if you're bugging in. These 3, if you are planning on bugging out. Or if you have your solar system. Any one of these things that's protected, they can withstand multiple huge EMPs. E1, E2, and E3, they can handle all 3. If you want to get it through us and support us, you can go to marfooglenews.com/EMP. They're handmade in Kansas. It's veteran-owned. It's 100% made in America. So